I'm Joan Lunden. Welcome to DirecTV Hometown Heroes. We travel all over America to communities large and small to find stories about DirecTV subscribers who perform extraordinary acts of kindness and courage every day. Tonight, you'll travel to Seattle, Washington, where children at the Boys and Girls Club know they have a role model they can count on.
He's really awesome. God gave him a heart of all hearts.
Meet a man from Colorado who came up with a unique way to say thanks to American soldiers and their families.
You know, I couldn't imagine being away from my kid for 15 months.
And take a trip to rural Montana, where there's an animal lover with a heart as big as the wide open spaces.
The dogs know that this event is for them, and they love it.
This is DirecTV Hometown Heroes.
People get ready, there's a train coming, picking up passengers from coast to coast. All you need is faith to hear that diesel humming. You don't need no ticket, you just get on board.
Tonight, we begin with a story about a man who knows that sometimes just being there can be enough to make a difference. Bill Burton has been working at a Boys and Girls Club in Seattle for more than 30 years. And in that time, he's had a powerful impact on the lives of countless youngsters. We went there to find out how he does it. Seattle, Washington, overlooking peaceful Puget Sound. A place so beautiful they call it the Emerald City. The population here includes 500,000 people and one unassuming hero.
I thought I'd take you guys around the back side of it.
His name is Bill Burton, and each morning for the last 3 decades, he has quietly shown up for work.
Let's go.
At the Boys and Girls Club of Rainier Vista with just one goal in mind. Shaping the lives of thousands of youngsters.
Trying to get them to think out the box a little bit about what they want to do in their life. How was school today?
Bill's methods are decidedly understated.
Well, he's a guy of few words, but when he speaks, it's very thoughtful, heartfelt, and always insightful.
He's kind of soft-spoken.
Good morning.
That's my papa. He didn't ask for the name, I gave it to him.
I like what I see.
Bill is gentle and nurturing in everything he does.
That's a good one.
But don't be fooled. He expects the best from these youngsters.
Get that line shaped up back there. Where's your work, man? Your shot look kind of weak.
And the countless children whose lives he's touched call him a lifesaver.
He's really awesome. God gave him a heart of all hearts. You know, he cares when don't nobody else care.
I don't get out of school till 4.
Okay, well then come after that.
Anything that Bill says out of his mouth, you can take it straight to the bank.
Looking back, Bill's position here as executive director now seems preordained.
I was born and raised right across the street right over there.
Growing up, Bill attended this very same Boys and Girls Club branch right here in the rough and tumble neighborhood of Rainier Vista.
We had one building that had a stage, basketball hoop, and that was about it.
Then when tragedy struck his adult life, the club was where he turned for salvation. In 1975, Bill lost his only son to sudden infant death syndrome.
After he passed, it was real clear what I needed to do. I wanted to give back and work with kids and help them grow.
So Bill joined the club staff and started working his quiet, deliberate magic on the youngsters here.
He is relentless in that belief that every kid can achieve.
How was school today? How was it today?
For these children, many of whom come from single-parent families, Bill is there day after day investing in their lives.
Okay, Gerald, tell me what you learned on chapter 1.
And over the years, his investment has paid off. We met 2 young people who are living proof.
Wasn't going to school, just hanging out on the streets.
This is Romel Bradford. He grew up in the Rainier Vista projects and was on the fast track to prison, or worse.
I really didn't think I would even make it to the age of 20.
Romel still remembers his first encounter with Bill.
So I'm just standing at the door, just aimlessly, and this Guy comes out of this room and he's like, take the rag off your head. Then he said, pull up your pants.
So how many kids do you think?
So he was kind of intimidating.
So you just have to find the value for each one of those things.
To reach Ramel, Bill used a deceptively simple technique, the same one he uses on all the youngsters here at the club,
Well, you know what?
taking the time to care.
Bill would take time out of his day to sit down and talk to me for a good 20 or 30 minutes.
You know, I never thought of it that way.
It was definitely special.
Remember you told
Bill kept a close eye on Ramel, even checking on him at school.
He would just walk in and he would ask the teacher, he would ask, is Ramel Bradford here at school today? And he said, yeah, he's right there. And then he'd be like, just making sure. And he'd walk right back out the door.
Thank you for making that happen.
It all worked so well that Ramel has followed in Bill's footsteps.
he's a three-pointer shooter.
He's now working at the club as a team coordinator.
What do younger kids do when they dress up and they throw on funny little ears?
I appreciate everything and I love you, man.
Yeah, right there. All right. You guys are something else.
April McClinton's story is every bit as inspiring. When Bill met her 25 years ago, she sold drugs and ran with a gang.
I was one of those people that you just couldn't tell me. I had to learn, I had to bump my head, you know? I was going down the wrong path really fast.
April says she was a handful, but Bill wouldn't give up on her.
I cussed him out and everything. I was very unruly, you know. You know, the F word and everything else. Well, I thank God for you and the Boys and Girls Club.
I brought her in the club and talked to her about what kind of things she does on her off time after school.
Bill made April and her drill team part of the club and gave her a sense of responsibility.
How you doing?
Good.
Now, April has a young family of her own and works as a nurse.
I didn't even love myself, you know what I'm saying? So for him to see something in me that I couldn't see myself or feel, it was amazing.
Yeah. We need to take a look at each one of the offices and see what everybody needs.
All of us have these dreams, the one thing we want to do before we die.
You gonna play something for me?
For Bill Burton, it has always been to come back and build a world-class club for these kids.
8 years ago, Bill began a monumental undertaking, tirelessly raising funds to replace the old club with the state-of-the-art facility he thought his youngsters deserved.
It's all about the kids.
On the day we were there, his years of effort were about to come to fruition. The new $16 million club was just days away from opening.
40,000 square feet, 2 stories, 2 gyms, great facility, best in the nation. This floor right here is about 14,000 square feet. Our last building was 13,000 square feet. It would fit right inside here.
As Bill proudly showed us the new building,
This is a learning center.
his staff and a group of club members were waiting for him with a special honor. For the first time, Bill saw boys and girls in the club he dreamed of building for them. Then they told him the building would be officially dedicated to him.
In 1980, Bill made a promise to Rainier Vista youth. Today, the Rainier Vista Boys and Girls Club and Teen Center stands as a monument to his dedication and commitment to youth.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. That's pretty neat.
It brings great pride for me to be able to say thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We did it.
All right.
Thank you, Bill, for all you've done for this organization, for kids in that community,
Love you.
and those future kids who are going to be coming in as new members.
That's how he always looked, right before he about to chew you out.
April and Ramel told us that there's no honor that could fully capture the role Bill played in creating their futures.
Anytime a kid says they want something or they want to do something, they're going to find it right there in our Boys and Girls Club. And it's in great part due to Bill Burton. If he heroes the word, then he's a hero times 10.
Through all the gang stuff, drug selling, all that stuff, for somebody to go that extra mile and support you like that, it was what I needed.
I love you.
He saved my life, you know?
Not everyone can devote their career to working at the Boys and Girls Club, but with more than 4,000 branches around the country, there's probably a club near you that could use your help. His dedication to the lives of children makes Bill Burton a DirecTV hometown hero. Coming up next, American soldiers and their families get some much-deserved R&R, all thanks to a DirecTV subscriber in Colorado.
It's been great.
What you endure and what you do for our country.
And later, we travel from the Rocky Mountains to the wide-open spaces of Montana, where one woman is determined to make sure no animal ever goes without food.
I discovered that there are so many people out there that are helping animals and they don't have the food to do it.
For more information on these and all of our stories, go to directv.com/heroes. You're watching DirecTV Hometown Heroes. I'm Joan Lunden. For American soldiers on their way to or returning from active duty, a family vacation may be just the thing they need the most, but can least afford. Correspondent Grant Goodeve introduces us to a Colorado man who found a way to change that.
Welcome to Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Nestled in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, it's a place of nearly indescribable beauty and tranquility.
Come on, buddy.
Single father Bob Johnson lives here with his 6-year-old son, Bobby.
I need help.
No, you got it. You look like a monster.
After his divorce, Bob's deep love for his son motivated him to create Operation Vacation, a nonprofit organization that provides all expenses-paid getaways for military personnel and their families.
It's a program to give back to our soldiers, men and women that are overseas fighting for us. A little bit of R&R time up here in heaven, as I call it. Good morning.
Bob works in real estate here in Glenwood Springs.
They're old houses. Like, that's probably 400.
He's never served in the military.
You want chocolate milk?
But he had a moment of inspiration after being separated from little Bobby during the holidays a few years back.
Can you take me back to the night that you came up with the idea to create Operation Vacation?
I sat in a little apartment that I was living in watching TV, and they were surprising men and women over in Afghanistan and Iraq with their family members. And it kind of smacked me back into reality. I didn't have it that bad. I had 2 weeks to endure. I couldn't imagine being away from my kid for 15 months. And I just realized we got to do something for them.
The next morning, Bob launched Operation Vacation, which is totally supported by donations.
Hey, Bob.
How are you?
Good.
Step one was enlisting the help of local merchants.
Everybody just jumped in and they roll out the red carpet for the families and the soldier and provide anything they want. Here's a pass for the Frontier Historical Society Museum. Yup, a Vapor the Fall Art Festival, the Adventure Park, Sanctuary Spa.
A hotel donates free rooms, and a local car dealer offers complimentary use of a fully loaded SUV.
We do it because we want the military families to feel honored.
Bob leaves nothing to chance.
Good morning. How are you?
Before a family arrives, he goes to the bank and gets $200 in spending money.
82.
And with that, another Operation Vacation is officially underway. Once a month, a soldier who has recently returned from overseas or is about to be deployed arrives with his family in Glenwood Springs.
Hi, y'all.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
The weekend we visited, Bob welcomed his 36th Operation Vacation family. Army soldier Todd Bennett, his wife Mandy, and their 4 kids, Jordan, Dakota, Montana, and Troy.
I can't find my baby suit. Say hi.
You can't find your baby suit? No.
Todd was nominated by his commanding officer to take part in Operation Vacation. He fought in Iraq last year and was seriously hurt.
What was the extent of your injuries?
In August of last year, I was wounded. We got hit by a rocket. I took shrapnel down through my left side and through my right eye.
Todd has been through months of recovery, so Operation Vacation came at the perfect time.
All right, you ready to get wet?
We're gonna get wet. Duck your head.
Here you go.
First up was the water slide at Glenwood's Hot Springs Pool.
That was fun. Daddy, you should do it.
Then they mined for precious gems at Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park.
Put it all in there. Shake it just a little bit.
Ooh, I found some good ones.
There, hold on.
Todd and Troy took a ride on the roller coaster.
All right, let's go.
Go shoot that, Daddy.
Yeehaw!
Woo!
That was fun, wasn't it?
Fun.
Finally, it was off to the rock climbing wall,
Keep going. Grab the next one.
where 4-year-old Montana showed off her impressive skills.
There you go. Get up there. Go higher than Jordan.
Me and Montana can both get higher than you. Come on, Montana, you can beat me.
I think the best part was being able to share with them some new things. Montana climbing the rock wall. That was the first time she's ever done that.
Keep going, honey. Hi, Bennett.
Hi.
Todd and Mandy told me that it was hard for them to imagine family time that could mean more.
What does this mean, do you think, for your family to be able to do this?
It's just been actually a bonding experience for us. We haven't had a lot of time to where we can just be away and spend time together and get to know each other.
What's been the best part of it for you?
Just the quality time with the family.
Can I have my hat back?
No.
No?
Yeah.
It's been great seeing the smiles on their face and stuff.
Gotta go ring the doorbell.
After all the day's activities, Bob had one last surprise.
This is my help, Anna, Liz, and Marissa.
Hi.
He personally babysat all 4 Bennett kids,
We had to hire an army to watch our army.
while Todd and Mandy had their first romantic evening together in many months.
Okay.
You got this. Cool.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. All right. You're set.
Isn't it great that Bob babysits the kids so you two can have your own time together?
Yeah, that just surprised me. I wished him luck. Just a beautiful night.
She was excited. She had this place all picked out as soon as we got here, so she was happy as could be.
That doesn't happen very often. Not in our home. That was very, very nice.
Really nice meeting you.
We are so thrilled to have you here.
All weekend long, everywhere the Bennetts went in Glenwood Springs, they were treated like heroes.
Thank you for your service.
But they say it's Bob who deserves special recognition.
Without the support of the communities and people like him, it'd be totally different for us, and everything that they do for us is a blessing.
He is a hero to us. He gives back to the military, and I know being military, a lot of families can't afford to go on vacation. And if they do, they take their kids to Chuck E. Cheese's, and that's their vacation.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
I can't even find words to describe what this weekend has meant to us. It was perfect timing.
Four years after it began, Bob says Operation Vacation is a small gesture of thanks to the men and women who put their lives on the line to keep America safe.
I think it's a little bit that we can do for them, for what they're doing for us. And it's not political, it's not pro-war, anti-war, it's just about the soldiers and their families.
Bob recently expanded Operation Vacation. Now, in addition to helping soldiers from a military base in Colorado, he's added 2 more bases in Texas. And for his commitment to American soldiers and their families, we're proud to name Bob Johnson a DirecTV hometown hero. Coming up next, for hungry dogs and cats in Montana, help is on the way.
When you look at the faces of these little creatures who are alive because you're making a difference, it fills you up totally.
To nominate a hero, go to our website at directv.com/heroes. For our next story tonight, Jennifer Santiago takes us to the wide open spaces of Montana, where a successful businesswoman is making sure no animal ever goes hungry.
Missoula, Montana. They call it Big Sky Country. Every year, Karen Moltzen throws a huge carnival here for dogs and their owners.
Oh, good job.
The dogs know that this event is for them, and they love it.
There are races, photo shoots, even swimming pools. But this event is more than just fun and games. It's also a fundraiser for animals who aren't as lucky as these guys. Every year, 10 million animals are abandoned or dropped off at shelters like this one outside of Missoula.
We've had days where we have had 10 come in and not one go out the door. And you're going, oh my gosh, how are we gonna feed this dog? How are we gonna feed this cat?
These dogs and cats and thousands like them throughout Montana would go hungry if not for the work of Karen Moltzen and her nonprofit agency, Animals.
Good morning.
Starvation is an ugly way to die. Animals' mission is no more hungry animals.
Love her. Oh, yeah. Coco, want a cookie?
Karen wasn't always an animal advocate. For years, she's been running a successful employment agency. But in 2003, she became interested in helping animals and had a surprising revelation.
I started making phone calls and discovered that there are so many people out there that are helping animals and they don't have the food to do it.
Soon, Karen was operating a small food bank for abandoned pets, and when her local paper ran a story, suddenly everything changed.
We just boom, overnight. We had so many people requesting food from us and realized then we needed to get serious about it.
Everybody? Who is everybody?
So Karen opened up shop in this 5,000 square foot warehouse, spending countless hours running Animals while still operating her employment agency.
That was Jake from D's Distributing, and he just said that he has 1,500 pounds of dog and cat food to donate to us.
He is such a great guy.
The basic concept behind Animals is simple: deliver the food to wherever the needy animals are.
Aaron, you have all the cans.
But in the wide open spaces of Montana, getting food to all those hungry dogs and cats presents significant challenges.
Our territory encompasses 30,000 square miles of western Montana.
To solve that problem, Karen recruited a volunteer network of drivers called the Animals Express, who make deliveries to every far-flung corner of this massive state.
They call us, I'm going to a business meeting. Do you have a delivery that needs to be made? Yes, we do. Thank you for calling. And they take it on their way.
And when no one else is available, Karen goes from CEO to driver. On this day, she traveled 120 miles round trip to deliver 800 pounds of food to a shelter in desperate need.
Hi. Who's Brenda? That'd be me. Hi. I'm Karen.
Nice to finally meet you.
We've talked so many times on the
I
phone.
know. How are you?
Good.
It doesn't matter what you call for. Karen will always tell you, if I don't have it today, I'll get it for you tomorrow. And she has always come through on that.
I brought litter. You use clay litter, right? Yeah. Okay. One more. So.
Over the last 2 years, Animals has distributed a remarkable 146,000 pounds of food to shelters and rescue groups in Montana and saved the lives of hundreds of animals. It's a record of accomplishment that has earned Karen plenty of admirers.
Girl, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So much.
Take care.
She's awesome. What she's doing here is phenomenal. Karen is a hero because she is selfless, giving, loving, and just willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Why does she do it? Karen says it's all about the animals.
Oh, yeah. When you look at the faces of these little creatures who are alive because you're making a difference, it fills you up totally.
Animals recently set up accounts at local recycling centers, and now every time a resident of Missoula recycles cardboard, newspapers, and cans, animals get food. For her efforts to do everything in her power to help animals, we honor Karen Molson as a DirecTV hometown hero. Finally, our DirecTV Hero Update. Last season, correspondent Rich DeMuro brought us the inspiring story of Bob Peglow, a doctor in Albany, New York, who treats his patients for free and takes no salary for his work. We recently learned that Dr. Bob's generosity has now extended well beyond Albany. But before we tell you about that, here's a brief look back.
How are you?
Bob Peglow is unlike just about any doctor in all of America.
Love too.
You too.
Beyond his compassion, what makes Dr. Bob one of a kind is that he treats his patients for free or for whatever they can afford to pay.
I just feel that this is what I have to do. I mean, this is my destiny. Diane just gave up cigarettes.
Yep.
So we give her a standing ovation today. Hey!
At Dr. Bob's clinic, which is supported primarily by community donations, treating patients like family means practicing a kind of medicine he calls compassion in action.
The word compassion literally means to suffer with. I believe that all healing begins with a connection between two people. I don't take a salary for working here. We just barely scrape by.
No salary?
No, no.
For working here. So
right.
Work all day.
This is a labor of love.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, kiddo.
Recently, Dr. Bob's clinic helped raise money to provide treatment in Boston for a Ugandan girl badly burned in a cooking fire. 14-year-old Susan was forced to drop out of school because of her injuries. But thanks to Dr. Bob, she's now hoping for a full recovery. The inspirational stories you've just seen show how DirecTV subscribers are changing lives in their communities. Whether it's working every day to shape the lives of young children or delivering food to helpless animals, these unsung heroes show us how we can all make a difference. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on DirecTV Hometown Heroes. Until then, I'm Joan Lunden.
People get ready, there's a train coming, picking up passengers from coast to coast. All you need is faith to hear that diesel humming.